stop there. So, right, Humboldt, Tennessee, that's the town where I wrote all of those passages, in the library, in front of a gas station, right? It's a novelization of my experiences with Quentin Tarantino on the psychic frontier. He's never gonna say, yep, fuck that guy, I got him good. Right? Of course. That's, what's he gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm a sick sorcerer, fuck that guy. Right? Anyone who interviews him is gonna eat his ass completely and say, here's the questions I wanna ask you. And if it mentions me at all, he'll say, no, never. Never. We're not talking about that guy at all. Right? Unless he is, right? Unless one of two things, right? Unless he wants to reconcile or he is prepared to lie about me in public perpetually. It's none of my business. Right? He can say whatever he wants. I'm done writing him. Right? That I did nothing but write him to reconcile for a fucking year. So, right? I suppose I'll stop. Don't really know what else to say. Don't know any songs to sing. Right? All life manifests, emerges out of an abstract divinity that exerts pressure upon the quantum manifold. Right? All instances of clairvoyance, right? The mind of man is the mind of God, right? God is not a creature in creation. God has no personality. God does not have an opinion about what anyone or anything does. Right? It is an abstract intellectual quality or notion or idea. Right? Plato's allegory of the cave, right? Russellian science, all things reside as idea, right? Which is nested for me, right? My coagulation of all of it, right, is that in every cubic centimeter of space, Pribram and Bohm's holographic model, right, lies an infinite complex nesting of polyhedra, right? Like this is one example, right? That's 40 tetrahedra, 20 pointing this way, 20 pointing that way, 20 pointing up, 20 pointing down, right? Right? And so like this is just one example. It's an infinite complex of nested, right? It's infinitely more complex than this, right? And then behind me on the board is a myriad of other examples, right? And so the divine light of God exerts pressure upon this, right? Right? And the specific dihedral, right? The angle or angles with which, right, the omniscience of God's light, right, exerts its pressure upon this manifold, right? This is the subatomic structural manifold, which has embedded within it the blueprints for all manifested reality, right? And so the degree of love, right, the dihedral angle or angles with which that the divine light, the celestial zephyr, imposes itself, pushes upon it, right, reflects what it materializes as in the corpuscular manifested universe. Right, that there's an infinite variety of arrangements that the divine light of God can push upon this thing, push into it, right? If we say that within this lies the blueprint, the archetype for all of manifested creation, right? Then you have an infinite variety of 60-degree great circles that can surround this thing. And each 360 degrees represents 360 vectors with which the divinity can impose its knowing as pressure upon this manifold. And that is what allows, right, the seemingly infinite complex of, right, material manifested reality to emerge out of space. Space and matter are equal opposites of each other. All instances of clairvoyance is the mind of man, which is the mind of God, tapping into the non-locality of the conscious field, which permeates all of space and lives perpetually in a state of rest. Right? The highest levels of said expression of the adept sees the adept behaving like God. You can heal the sick, right? And far easier, you can destroy someone. Quentin Tarantino is a powerful psychic clairvoyant. Him and the people around him like to remote view people, right? Right? And so when I didn't bend to his psychic whim, he entered into a Faustian covenant with the people closest to him to compel me to madness and suicide. And now that he's failed, right, he's stolen my wisdom and taken real steps in black magic evil to destroy my body with his mind. Right? And so that's why this channel exists, to discuss it in the open air. So, right, see what's good in your life. Know that life is not an accident. Like, comment, subscribe, share, pray for me, pray for Quentin, pray to bring this to an amicable resolution, right? Have a good weekend. God bless.